What's up, guys? It is Brennan from BDonTV, and I'm here with Mr. Moore from our Orlando studios. We are currently in our Maryland studios, so nice to have you.
Thank you. Good to be here. A shake of the hand for you.
Today, we will be discussing the World Cup coming up this July, I believe.
Is that soccer?
Yeah. Soccer World Cup.
There's the hockey.
FIFA World Cup.
Soccer. No, I'm kidding. I know all about it. Okay, no problem.
So we've got lots of very, very good teams. So starting with my favorite, I'm going to have to say, well, we'll start with predictions. How's that?
Okay, predictions. Yeah, absolutely.
I've got Brazil to win this year.
You think?
Okay. How about you?
I got to go with Spain.
European team.
Always.
Okay.
I mean, I just think the roster that they're going to have to put out there is too great. And then I also look at Germany too. Mm-hmm. I mean, the European teams are just so strong. But I will say, what does happen with the Brazilian team is you don't know that many of the guys, and a lot of them play in Brazil, and they're kind of unknowns besides Neymar and a couple of the other guys.
They're not huge superstars.
Yeah, but they're great skill, of course.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, what do you think about the home country's team? Russia. Can they do anything?
I don't think they're going far.
Can they get out to the knockout round, do you think?
I think that it's possible for them to get to the knockout round, just, riding just their supporters. Just adrenaline.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's much promise out
So
there.
have you looked at the standings much? The way the groups are set up?
I have not.
Well, I was just looking before we got on here, and I think it's very interesting that Portugal and Spain are in the same group.
There's only going to be one team that gets out.
Two teams.
Two teams, yeah.
But that's exciting to have those two teams
of course,
to be
to see a little preliminary round
guaranteed
see them later.
match in the group stage, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of scrolling down before we got on here at some of the other groups, trying to kind of find the group of death, as they say.
Yeah.
And the one with Germany and Mexico and Sweden and South Korea, I would say is very, very strong.
I think I agree.
I mean, I think everybody. What do you think? Are you rooting for Mexico?
There's plenty of superstars in there. I'm actually a big Zlatan fan.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he's not going to be there this year.
He's not going to be there.
So that's why I don't think Sweden's going to make it to the next round. But I think I like Mexico and Germany.
Yeah.
Mexico's a huge fan favorite.
Yeah, I think so.
Tons of passion in Mexico. Coming with Chicharito. He should be a superstar.
Do you think that the U.S. should rally around Mexico since we didn't make it? Kind of go a North American thing, and what's your opinion? Or should we root against them?
Because
they are one of our biggest rivals.
It's a rivalry, so...
Not that they knocked us out,
yeah,
because we knocked ourselves out. But I don't want to even go there on that. But
that's for another time.
Yeah, that is for another discussion.
I think I'm going to be pulling for Brazil just because I think they're going to win.
Okay.
I really like Brazil because they're, a full roster. They've got defensemen, midfielders, and attackers. I think an unsung hero of this World Cup is going to be Gabriel Jesus.
Okay.
Coming off a big win with Manchester City in the club season.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic striker. He might even be in to replace Sergio Aguero pretty soon because he's just been playing lights out. And he played fantastic in the in competitions for Brazil before, so I think he could definitely be back and shine. But I mean, you look at the front four: Neymar, Jesus, Coutinho, Firmino. Those are great players.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree with that. Let me ask you this. Here's another question: who do you think will be the darling of the World Cup this year? Because remember, 4 years ago, who was the darling? Iceland.
Yeah.
Skull was the darling.
I love it.
And who do you think this year will be? Anybody?
I think it's really hard to tell. I think I either like the Serbian or Croatian countries.
Okay.
Serbia or Croatia.
Okay.
Because I like the midfielders coming from Real Madrid. You have Jan Oblak from Serbia. He's a real stud.
Yeah.
And then you have Kovacic, Modric. Those guys, those Real Madrid players. The midfielders can really make a difference.
Yeah.
Because feeding the attackers, and if you get a little spark, it can take you a long way.
What do you think about Egypt?
I'm not a huge Mo Salah fan myself. I know a lot of people are big Salah fans.
Yeah.
But I don't think one single guy can.
It's tough. I mean, he's a dynamic player.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I mean, he got injured in that Champions League final, but I guess he's going to be okay. It looked worse. It looked like pretty bad. and I'm sure everybody in Egypt kind of held their breath. But I think he can do something. He might be, they might sneak some stuff here and then. Let me look here just real quick. Let's look here. While we're talking about this, it's important to have our facts here. See, they're in with the home country of Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Uruguay.
See, I think Uruguay.
So get Suarez,
of course,
for Uruguay. So they're strong.
Cavani.
The home country for Russia might sneak it, but Egypt might sneak out of there. You don't know. I mean,
yeah, that's something to be a contested group. I don't see Saudi Arabia advancing there.
No, I don't either. I think it could come down to Russia and Egypt to get that second.
I think definitely. I think Uruguay definitely is a strong favorite because they could be even they're definitely top 5 World Cup contenders.
Yeah,
Uruguay when you look at their squad.
Oh, they should be. I mean, they haven't shown it, but they ought to be for sure
for their lineup. But how about Argentina? What do you think about Argentina?
Well, I think I'm being handed some notes here. This is hot off the press. I'm being corrected. I'm being corrected on a point. As a fact check, and my producer checked me that the Iceland, when they were the Darlings, that was Euros. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was 2 years the Euros. Yes. Yeah, so my bad on that. I apologize for that. I'm sure the comments below are blowing up that I got that wrong, but that's okay. Thanks, producer, for giving me that info.
For the fact check.
But go back to what you were saying.
So Argentina, we always think about the Messi-Ronaldo argument. Not always, but one of the components is their international play. So when they're not playing for their respective Barcelona or Real Madrid, it always comes back to Portugal and Argentina. Ronaldo obviously won the Euro 2016 with Portugal, but I think a World Cup for either of them would cap off their resumes, and I think put them ahead in the race for greatest of all time.
I would definitely agree with you. I mean, that's, you look at the greatest of all time, Pele. Mm-hmm. He did have 3 World Cups on his resume.
Exactly.
Which 2? My producer's saying 2. Sorry.
It's 3.
It was 3. I thought it was 3. Okay, mm-hmm. I think it was 3. And I think definitely, but they've got so many other, accolades and trophies throughout their careers.
Ballon d'Ors to league championships to.
And their salaries are pretty good.
Of course.
I just saw the list of the top 3.
How about
in the world?
Off topic real quick, but how about Floyd Money Mayweather?
I know. Still,
that man has more money than Messi and Ronaldo combined.
He made. I saw last year 270 or something like 268 or something.
Crazy.
I mean,
and Ronaldo was like 110 and Messi was like 100 or 90 or something.
And the only guy I even know that Mayweather boxed against was McGregor.
But that was
in the last 12 months.
Huge grossing fight.
You think?
Huge grossing fight. Yeah.
Okay. So World Cup. So predictions. You say
Brazil,
and I say Spain. We'll see what happens.
So guys, thank you for watching.
What's our producer think?
Wait.
What do you think?
Producer's opinion.
Argentina.
Wait,
Argentina.
He's got an Argentina prediction. See, the thing, I don't think Argentina is a...
Who do you guys think will be the underdog?
Oh, actually, why don't we have our producer feed us questions?
How about that?
Come on over here. You want to ask us some questions?
Well, let's so he's more than just a voice.
Hello, guys.
Here, stand right
Zachary Moore.
Hello.
This is Zach Moore.
He loves to contribute. He's a writer and columnist for the...
Orlando Sentinel.
Florida Gator Times.
Yes, exactly.
He is also in from our Orlando studios. And so, Zach, you got some questions for us?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
First question. So, talking about Mohamed Salah again.
Yeah.
And how he went down. Do you think Sergio Ramos should be fined or even suspended?
Personally, I don't think it was anything malicious. I don't think it was anything out of the flow of play. Those things happen. Mm-hmm. And I think especially in a competition like the Champions League final, when all you do all year is build up, that competition builds up and builds up. And I think that was just in the flow and what happened. And so definitely I would say no.
I definitely have to agree with you. It happens. Sergio Ramos is just that type of player.
Yeah.
That's what we've grown to expect from him.
Absolutely.
Red card after red card. But I mean, I think there's a lot of bias out there for Mohamed Salah. He just captivated the world. Not even being a superstar at Roma and then coming to the Premier League, maybe the best transfer ever in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Next to Ronaldo, probably. He just had a fantastic fantastic run, and I think a lot of people just fell in love with him, and they didn't want to see him go down like that.
Right. Zach, you have other questions?
So about Ronaldo and Messi debate. After, was it 2 years ago when Ronaldo won the Euro, do you think that gives him an edge over Messi being the best player in the world? Just because what he has done in the last 5 years over Messi?
Brennan?
From Champions League.
This is a really tough debate, and I don't really have a strong opinion either way. But we also obviously have two different playing styles. You know, we have Ronaldo as more of a finisher.
Right.
Not a finisher, but like a header guy. You know, he's
Yeah.
a big, strong guy. He likes to cut back and have those curled in shots.
Right.
Where Messi's more of a dribbler.
Right.
He's slick. He's quick and fast, and he's a fantastic finisher. They both got fantastic shooting. But as for being able to carry a team, I think that definitely gives Ronaldo the edge because, of course, they both have weapons around them, but I think that it definitely did give Ronaldo the edge. And with Real Madrid this year winning their third consecutive Champions League, even though they didn't win the domestic cup, the La Liga championship, I think Ronaldo still has that edge.
Yeah, I think I would tend to agree. I think there's the debate comes down to, you know, who's the best player, but then there's also people that lean to Messi because they perceive him as the nicer guy, and
he's not as cocky,
and not as, you know, the beautiful Ronaldo, good-looking guy, and, you know, flashy with the Ferraris and the good-looking Spanish girlfriends, et cetera. But I think that, you know, his skill on the field is different though, because Messi's a guy who can take the ball from the top of the box and create his own shot and cut in the middle and finish. And Ronaldo is a finisher in his own right, but just different ways.
Exactly.
So I think right now, skill on the field, I give it to Ronaldo, but it's super close. Might lead us to our next video when we're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about basketball greatest of all time. Who's the GOAT? But that'll be in the next video.
Of course.
Zach Moore, you have any more?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay.
So we're going to go to talking about the MLS.
Okay, real quick on the MLS. Go ahead.
Really quick. So Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he now plays for LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
And Carlos Vela plays for LAFC.
Yes.
Do you think that Zlatan, has he already announced that he's not playing, or?
I don't think he's going to be in the World Cup. They released Sweden released their rosters, and he's not on it.
He's not on it.
Unfortunately.
He's not coming.
So then about that, do you think Zlatan Ibrahimovic do you think he'll ever go back to Europe, or he'll just retire in the United States?
I personally think this is it for him. I think this is kind of a swan song. He wanted to come to the States, get his name well known in the States as much as he can. He went to LA, which is obviously in the biggest, flashiest market, you know, just like New York is, and I think that's why he came. And you get a good payday, and you set yourself up for the next part of your career, which is another part of the game. And I think he did it. I think this is it for him.
Your thoughts?
Definitely. I don't think he's going back to Europe. I mean, he always says how he's Benjamin Button and he ages backwards, but he's still putting up amazing goals, having amazing performances, even all these years later.
Yeah, I think that ends though.
But of course, I think you know, eventually age catches up to everyone. So I think this will probably be his last spot. He's definitely enjoying it. I think so too. He's made the right choice in coming to Los Angeles.
I think so too.
Yeah. You got time for one more question?
I think I have one more. Will Brazil and Germany face off in the final, and it will be like the 2014 semifinal? Do you think that'll ever happen again?
No.
That was a fluke. That's like kind of 1 in 100 years thing. Like that's 7-1 is just not something that Brazil likes, something that they're proud of, especially in Brazil. You know.
Yeah, no doubt.
Heartbreaking for a lot of fans.
That's it.
So last thing I wanted to say before we wrap up, and this is we can comment below. I want to know, there are viewers out there, how they'd rank the Gareth Bale goal in the Champions League. Is it in the top 5 greatest goals of all time?
All-time Champions League.
Comment below. All-time goals. Comment below on that.
What do you think?
I'm not going to say. I'll comment below.
I think we'll be responding to comments about that.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. We will see you in our next video where we'll talk about LeBron Jordan.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. The NBA GOAT. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.